In this tutorial, we're going to take a look at adding photos to your existing pages. Remember to log into the back of your website using Mozilla Firefox browser. We're going to be using the services page of our bronze website sample, and we're going to put a photo about right here. So what we're going to do, we're going to go to the back end of our bronze series website and log in, which again brings us to the control panel. From there, we're going to go to hover over content, click on article manager, which is going to bring up the complete list of articles within our website. We're going to scroll down. We find the services article, which we were working in the last tutorial. And from there, we're going to add a photo. Now, on the front end of the website, you see that you have your list of all the items that all the services that you guys provide. And then over here, you see it looks very similar within the content box of the article text. Now you can take this corner and drag it down, so give yourself a little more space. And the first thing that you want to do is place your cursor more or less where you want to put that photo. Now you can move it later on. I'm going to put it right at the end of residential roofing. And right down here at the bottom of the content box, you have a button called Image. Now when we click on that, it's going to open up another dialog box. And within this dialog box at the top, it shows all of the photos that are currently in the database of this website. So everything that has already been uploaded into the website itself. Those are all of the photos. Now you can either use one of the ones that are in here already, or more commonly you're going to have one on your computer that you want to upload. You're going to click on the Browse button down here at the bottom, and this is going to open a list of all of the pictures that you have. Now I literally went out onto the internet and I found a picture of Justin Bieber because I thought that would be funny. We're going to upload that by clicking the Start Upload button after you've selected it. Now what it's going to do, it says up here, Upload Complete of the justinb.jpg, and then you're going to scroll down through this list and you're going to find it. And they're in alphabetical order by file type. justinb.jpg. Click on it one time to select it, and then you're going to click Insert up here at the top next to Cancel. That's going to put it on the page. Now, if you were to save it just like this, it's going to look pretty funny on the front end. Obviously, having a Justin Bieber picture is going to look funny enough, but let's at least put it in the right place. So we're going to click on it one time, and then we're going to, up here at the top within your keys, we're going to align it to the right so that just the picture jumps over to the right-hand side of the page. Now if I go back up here and I save that into the database the way it is, then I'm going to go back to the front page and I'm going to refresh the services page. That picture is going to pop up about right here when it reloads, and it does. So obviously we do not want a Justin Bieber photograph within this website, so we're going to go back to the back end. To get rid of that picture, we're going to click it and we're going to click Delete. Now let's go back down to the bottom and we're going to click the Image button again. We're going to scroll through some of these that we actually have here. Now I know that this one is the fp1.jpg. I'm going to place that one. I'm going to click it once. I'm going to left justify it, which blows this apart. So what I'm going to do, you can see that all of this text is not aligned properly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click it again and I'm going to click right justify, which fixes it. Now you can also put some space between those, drag this up into that space and click center, and it didn't work that time. But let's say for example we have extra space up here at the top. We can center this photograph, drop it at the top. Boy, it doesn't want to work. Only if you're putting a new one in. So we've got all this open space at the top, and we're going to go find that photograph again, click it, click Insert. Now it's at the top, and I can center it, and it doesn't try to wrap itself around that text. So that's the easiest way to do that. Now clearly we don't want this photograph, but before we get rid of it, I do want to show you that you can resize this by dragging the corners. Now as you resize it, it's going to pixelate. So if we make this picture this big, then the problem is it's going to start looking very, very grainy. So I never recommend that you use that as a resizing tool, but it is there if you need to make small adjustments. Don't ever take an enormous photograph and drag the corners down, because the page still has to load the enormous photograph, and then the browser resizes it and makes it smaller. So that means that your load times are going to be greatly increased just because it has to load that entire photograph. Anytime you want to put a photo in that you're not certain about the size, I recommend that you start with a picture, resize it down to about 500 pixels wide at the maximum. That fits the page nicely, and you don't really have to worry about spacing all that much. And you could take that and drag it down to a smaller photograph if you needed it to be. Now, the thing about taking a photograph out of a digital camera is that digital cameras actually use very, very large photographs, and what will happen is it will actually blow that page apart, and you're putting an enormous photograph in a very small space. It's not a good idea. So you always want to use some sort of software to resize your photos before you upload them, because a digital camera is going to produce a file that's anywhere from 2 to 6 or 7 megabytes. That's an enormous file to try to download on a web page, so you always want to resize it. I had a customer tell me recently that because they're using a PC, they can actually resize their photos in Paint, so you may want to try that. If that doesn't work for you, certainly give us a call. We can try to help you walk through that process, or just email us. Sometimes you can send us the photo if you're really stuck and you need it up there, and you're going to send us one photo or something. Email it to us and let's see if we can get it done for you if we have time. But give us a call at 800-761-3560 if you do have a question. Now remember that anytime you make a change within this article, because if you go back to the front, my Justin Bieber photo is still over there, because after I took it out, I didn't save it. So what I need to do is I need to save the changes into the database. Because I'm not going to make any more changes to this article, then I'm going to click Save and Close, which will take me back to my article manager and a complete list of articles. Now I do notice that within this one I have an article that I don't need. We created this one in an earlier video by mistake, accidentally, but here's how to get rid of it. If you check it over here, go up and just click Trash. And what it does is it moves that article into the trash, because I know that that one is not needed. Now, if you accidentally delete one that you did need, then you're probably going to have to call us, and we can probably recover it, but you need to do it fairly quickly so that we can handle that for you, and we'll get it turned back on. So again, if you have any questions about uploading an image to the individual articles, certainly give us a call, 800-761-3560, or shoot us an email at sales@RoofWebs.com, and we'll do our very best to help you. Again, we're going to log out of the site by clicking the Log Out button, which takes us back to our Joomla administrator login. Hope this helps.